Hi everybody, I'm Jackie from Multnomah County Library. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to sign up for the library's online summer reading game. This year, you'll have the option of playing either online or on a paper game board. We're going to start here at the library's summer reading website, multcolib.org/summer. Okay, now we're at the site. If you decided that you preferred to play on a paper game board, there will be a list of places where you can pick one up here on the site. Or starting June 1st, you'll be able to register to play the online game by clicking on a link on this site. The game itself doesn't actually start until June 15th, but we're allowing pre-registration starting on June 1st. Okay, so if you clicked on that link to sign up for summer reading, you would get to a page that looks just like this one. You would scroll down and click on Register an Individual or Family. And then you could register yourself. If you think you need help from a grown-up, you could click this other option. All right, here's the page that you'll fill out to sign up for summer reading. You'll notice that some of the boxes have red stars next to them. Those are required, so you have to put something in those boxes. The other ones are optional. However, one thing to remember is that if you don't give us a phone number or an email address, those are considered optional. We won't be able to notify you if you win a prize. So if you want to be notified if you win something, make sure you give us either a phone number or an email address. Okay, today I'm going to pretend that I am Harry Potter. And let's see, what might Harry Potter pick as a username? How about if I pick Hedwig Owl? It's important to pick either a username or an email address because when you come back later on to log the days that you've read over the summer, you'll need to log in with either your username or your email address. I would also recommend writing down the username and the password that you pick, because if you're like me, you might have a terrible memory and forget what they are. Okay, I'm going to skip email. I am going to give a phone number though, because I'm going to pretend that I really want to win a prize. Okay, I'm going to skip zip code. That's not required. And I am going to give a password. It has to be at least 6 characters. And you'll notice it doesn't show you what my password is because it's a secret. All right, I'm going to skip the library card question. That's not required. Here I say which library branch I use the most. I'll say North Portland. And you pick your age. Let's say that I'm 9 and I'm going to be in the 4th grade. And then you pick your school. You can type up in the box to search, or you can just pick it from the list. Okay, then I click next and look, I've done it. Hooray, I'm registered. Okay, I can continue. If it was actually after June 15th and I had been doing reading already, I could start keeping track of my reading by clicking up here, log reading and activities. But if it wasn't June 15th yet, or if I'm busy and I need to come back later, you can do that too. And I'll show you how to come back later. So I'm going to sign out, and let's pretend it's now a few weeks later. I've been doing some reading and I want to keep track of it. So I will go to where it says sign in. I don't have to scroll down and register again. I can just click the sign in button. And luckily, remember I wrote down Hedwig Owl was my username. And I wrote down my password. And I'm signing in. Okay, here we are. I'm right back at that screen again. And I can choose to log my reading and activities. So to keep track of the days that you've been reading, you just click on days. And then you come to a calendar and you click days that you read. Let's say I read this date, and maybe I was too busy to read on that date, but I read this day and I read this day too. And then I come down to the bottom and I click on log. And it says it's logged and my little buttons have turned to green. So that's how I know it's done. And then I can click X to get out of that. Now, I'm not sure that you know this, but there are some activities that you can do in place of reading each day. And if you do one of those, you would click on the same button, but instead of days, you'd click on activities. And then once you got in there, you would check off which activities you did. It is also important, though, you'll want to also go back and mark those days on your calendar because that doesn't happen automatically. Once you have reached 15 days of reading, you'll be automatically entered into a drawing to win a prize for level 1. The same thing will happen when you finish 30 days. You'll be entered into another prize drawing. And finally, after 45 days of reading, you'll be finished. You will get a t-shirt while supplies last, and you'll be entered into the drawing for the grand prize. Now, if you have further questions or if you have any trouble using the online summer reading game, let me show you where you're going to go to get help. So if you have any trouble with using the summer reading game or any other questions about summer reading, if you go to this site here, multcolib.org/contact, it gives you lots of different ways that you can contact the library with any questions that you have about summer reading. So thank you for listening, and we hope you'll sign up for the summer reading game.